Yep. Here we go. No, I didn't.
They come up with any kind of a date yet, Mike, for leaf pickup, when they're gonna start that? See, there's some early risers got piles out already.
I've noticed some, yeah.
Over here on
120.
chapter,
Right.
so 120's got some.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, it's now 7 o'clock. We're gonna call the October 17th, 2024 Bristol Redevelopment Commission meeting to order. Roll call. Doug DeSmith.
Here.
Dean Renfro.
Here.
Jeff Beachy.
Here.
Kathy Burke.
Here.
Jill Schwartz. Mike Yoder. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. Legal counsel.
All right, legal counsel, George Levin.
George.
George.
Just George.
Okay, George. I can barely say my name. I'm Greg Depolsky here. All right, and Town Marshal Steve Green.
I am here.
Yeah.
Okay, approval of the agenda. Everybody had a chance to look at the agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
Any changes?
No.
All right, the agenda will stand as printed and reports. Who's taking over reports?
Yeah, approval on the mini meeting.
Oh, yeah.
By.
All right, everybody have a chance to look at the minutes?
Yes.
Any
Yes.
changes, corrections? All right, take to a vote. Doug?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
And Greg's a yes.
We have just one order of business tonight, and that's Scott to explain and we get through that process.
Thank you, Mike. Good evening, everyone. My name is Roselle. I'm an attorney with Creek Duval. So the only agenda item tonight is the confirmatory resolution for the establishment of the new AWT Inc. allocation area. So first, I'd like to confirm that for the record, the proper public notices were published for tonight's public hearing in connection with the establishment of this allocation area. And those notices were both published in the newspapers on October 4th and filed with necessary parties in accordance with Indiana law. Before we open the public hearing, I'll give a brief overview of this confirmatory resolution and the amending declaratory resolution that is confirming. So the amending declaratory resolution was adopted on September 5th, 2024 by this commission, and that resolution expanded the consolidated State Road 15 economic development area to include 5 new parcels owned by AWT Inc. The resolution established these parcels as a new allocation area, STIP allocation area, so that this commission can capture the new taxes that will be generated from future development on the parcels. And that new allocation area is going to be called the AWT allocation area. And then it made certain amendments to the consolidated plan for the consolidated State Road 15 economic development area, including adding a general description of the planned business route improvements that are going to be located or anticipated to be located in this area so that TIF can be used to fund those improvements. On September 12th, the Elkhart County Planning Commission issued its order approving the amending declaratory resolution and consolidated plan, and it confirmed that those documents conform to the plan of development for the town. The town council approved the planning commission's order in September in accordance with Indiana law. And so this resolution before you this evening approves the amending declaratory resolution and confirms findings and determinations, designations, and approving action contained therein, and determines that it'll be a public utility and benefit to the public health and welfare of the citizens of the town to complete these amendments set forth in the amending declaratory resolution. So at this time, I'm happy to answer any questions. And if there's no questions, I would ask that we open up a public hearing and see if anyone has any comments.
Any questions? All right, this time we'll open up a public hearing. If you have any comments, please step the microphone and your name and address. All right, at this point, we'll close the public hearing. Okay, what was the
It's number 10.
10? Okay, we have a motion to adopt resolution 10-17-2024-10.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Kathy, second by Dean. Any discussion? All right, no discussion, take to a vote. Doug,
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes,
Greg is a yes. Motion passes.
make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Goodbye, Scott. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
So, thank you, everyone.
Okay, I feel the spoon.
With Kathy, just a half a beat, she's watching and trying to take.
Okay.
notes there as well. So it's told, is that correct?
Yes, you're actually taking them.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll give her just a minute here to get things wrapped up on the
Yeah, of course, we could do.
RDC. And then we'll get the town council meeting started.
Ready?
Okay. So today is Thursday, October 17th, 2024. It is 7:05 PM. We will call this regular town council meeting to order. And we will start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. George, since you're new tonight, want to lead us? Yeah. Please. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Jump into roll call. So to my left, Doug Smith.
Here.
Dean Renfro.
Here.
Kathy Burke.
Here.
Greg Tuholski.
Here.
And Jeff Beachy's here. To my left again, Town Marshal Steve Freem.
Here.
Legal Counsel George Lapagnotis.
Here.
Assistant Town Manager Jill Swartz. Town Manager Mike Yoder.
Here.
And in the back, Fire Chief Nick Hance. Evening, Nick. Okay,
This is for Doug.
okay. Everybody had a chance to, no, wait, we did roll call. So,
Goes to Doug.
invoices. That goes to Doug.
Yes.
Everybody had a chance to review the invoices?
Yes.
Anybody have any questions on them?
Nope.
Okay, if not, is there a motion to approve the invoices?
I'll make the motion to approve the invoices.
Okay, motion by Greg,
Second.
second by Doug. Open for discussion. No further discussion. I'll take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Tuholski.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is a yes. Motion carries. Next item, approval of the agenda. Everybody had a chance to review the agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
Any changes or corrections to the agenda?
And under the approval of minutes, we're gonna have the additional meeting minutes, September 19th and October 3rd. Kathy sent those out.
Okay, saw those. Okay. So noted and changed.
Thank you.
Yeah, those things.
Jill, what were the dates again, Greg?
The additional is 9/19 and October 3rd.
Yeah, those two, we had 4 and 5 reversed. Usually we have agenda approval first. That's okay.
Yeah.
That'll all work.
Yeah, that's curious.
Okay, any other changes to the agenda?
Nope.
If not, the agenda will stand as corrected. Next item, approval of the minutes. So we have approval for meeting minutes for September 17th, September 19th, and October 3rd. Is there a motion to approve those 3 sets of minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Doug,
I'll second.
second by Dean. Open for discussion. No further discussion, take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Tuholski.
Yes.
And Jeff Beach is a yes. Motion carries. Okay. We'll jump right into reports. So Town Manager Mike, what do you have for us tonight?
Sure. First up is a request for the council to approve the enforcement response plan for our pre-treatment plants. This is referenced in our town ordinance, but apparently it was never completed, and IDEM suggests now is the time to get it done.
Okay.
So I actually had a question about fines and fees. So it has a tiered system. My computer's down. The first one started at year zero and then it went up from there. Should it be that or damages, whichever is greater? Because if it's somebody's first offense and they cause a major damage to the system,
Honestly, I don't know. We need to get this approved tonight, so if you'd like, to do an amendment maybe later, I can ask Tim that.
okay. I mean, some of the stuff's
I
like flammable
got this
fluids.
2 days ago and told that we need to get it done,
Okay.
so I didn't really review it.
Okay.
So Tim suggested this is what we wanted, but it's a good.
This is what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got, no damage is zero, damage is is 1,000. So there is,
Well, there's some, but I mean, $1,000 gets burned up real quick.
yeah, you're right.
So your question again was, should it be?
Total cost of damages or $1,000.
Man,
Yes,
Okay, so damages are separate from fines and fees. The fines and fees are something that you would put in your pocket for whatever use that the town saw fit to do, whether it be IDEM fining you or feeing you, et cetera, et cetera. So you could still pursue your own damages legally. You're not giving up on damages by getting fines and fees.
Okay.
Nor are fines and fees equal to damages.
Okay.
They are separate and you can do both.
Okay.
But can the damages be put into this? I
Don't
mean,
need
as collection of damages?
I
without it.
believe and I haven't seen it either, but if I recall INDOT's, I'm sorry, IDEM's language, there's a damage provision in there for the
Okay.
town to recuperate damages as it needs to. So any costs to the town, you could pursue those costs. The fines, fees, and penalties are simply your administrative, to cover your administrative costs, right? Mike's time, town time, Marshall's time in chasing it down or whatever else it might be. Okay, you would be able to pursue damages that were caused by the breach or spill.
Okay. Thanks.
okay. So is there a motion to approve the enforcement response plan?
I'll make that motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
motion by Greg, second by Kathy, open for discussion. No further discussion, like a vote, Doug Smith,
yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Beechey, yes, motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda is we're back at the streetlight discussion. So I did go back to the company and we looked at less smart lights, part of the street. So the recommendation is that in the downtown area, we need to keep all of those street lights, all smart lights, because to get consistent Wi-Fi coverage and sound coverage, we actually need to have speakers in as well, so we can type music downtown if we choose, or make public announcements if we choose. So from town hall to the stoplight, that direction will be the dumb lights. They'll basically be on, off, or clear. Okay. So that knocked $100,000 off the price. And
So what about going that way?
from here all the way down will be all straight, will be the smart lights. I did put a couple pictures to remind you what these, give you a sense of what these lights will look like. I think they're further down. And
So are the dumb lights going from the light out?
dumb lights are going from town hall back.
Yeah, but what about that way?
From the stoplight that way, those will be our old lights, yeah.
Okay.
We're,
Okay. Just want to make sure.
yeah, so that gives you a sense of what the one with an LED banner on is what we're looking at.
Are they all gonna have the LED banner?
No, only I think six.
Six.
That's what I thought.
What about the LED toppers?
What?
The LED topper,
Yes. Yeah,
that'll be on both the smart and the dumb?
that's my understanding.
Okay, yeah, because it would look weird if from here down to the light, they had LEDs on them, but from here down there, they didn't. And, yeah. Okay,
So it was worth going back and,
Yeah.
doing that, asking that question.
And how far apart are they?
I don't remember offhand. They're close space. There's more lights going in than what are coming out.
as prescribed by NDOT.
Yes.
Okay.
That's NDOT's.
And even though they're closer together, we still have to have the smart lights on every one of them.
Yes, if you want consistent Wi-Fi coverage down through that area.
That seems strange.
Yeah.
Because I can pull up Wi-Fi from my house here. It just seems strange. Okay.
So, the dome lights are about the same cost as what it would be for board in the streets, in Middlebury. So the double in price is actually the technology.
The technology, yeah. Okay,
So as the lights, as far as the dumb lights go, as lights in town are, if they're the same price, would it go with the warranty? Cost us more every year for the service agreement, go from the 7,000 if we replace them with these lights? Would that cover that, or did it even need that because it's just on off dim?
Yeah, I don't think I don't think it's much, but I don't know that answer specifically. I don't.
But is it feasible that we could just order those lights at the same price to keep, as other lights fail through, to at least get the same system through?
That would be my recommendation. Yes, we slowly replace as our budget allows.
as the old lights fail, we replace them with the dumb version of the Intella.
We have the
Intel
budget
street.
to be able to just do a block at a time. We may want to install these type of street lights going south on State Road 15 if we see more development happen that way.
Yeah,
Well, we're already out of orbit or out of whatever NDOT wants for light coverage. That'd be the same thing throughout all the streets in town, basically, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So we probably have to put more per block going that way if PennDOT says that's.
yeah, I was just gonna ask that question too. What's the new, is what we have with the current streetlights west of the stoplight? Are there enough lights per NDOT standards now, or, okay, so we would have to,
As soon as you start replacing them, you have to meet new standards.
So the
Okay.
ones that we take out downtown, we could use to, on
Yes,
the other end of town.
yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of keep those in good repair and are repairable. The ones that are not so repairable.
Yeah, because
The
we
aluminum
got
ones
the
would be
original,
usable, but the steel ones are buckshot.
we
that's,
got
is
the
that hot
original
metal?
ones from Ward.
No,
Yes.
it's actually
Yeah.
steel.
Is it?
They were
Okay.
But it's all listed out there, and a lot of them.
Yeah. Okay,
Now, will these lights include going 15 to the railroad?
No,
Mm-mm.
No, okay, just on 120.
it's on 120.
Take down.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a start.
So do you need anything from us at this point to,
Approval to go ahead. They're asking for a down payment so they can start acquiring the material and start building the lights.
Where do we get the money? That's my question, I guess.
Oh, part of it will be, South tip,
Yes,
and part of it will be the GO bond, some GO bond dollars that we have left after the fire.
okay, if we order them now, and they're not gonna be doing the road until when?
Next,
Next spring,
there's about an 8-9 month wait.
okay. That's what I was wondering. It was kind of like a fire truck thing, or whether it was like,
That's why it's better with the fire.
okay,
so is there a motion to approve the expenditure for the new Intella streetlights? Not, I will make that motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Jeff, second by Doug, open for discussion.
What's the down payment? How much we're talking for down payment?
I think it's something like 200 and some thousand. It might be right up above.
there's a subtotal here at 219, 214. Oh, that's excessive.
Uh,
Oh, 66,000.
10%.
10%
Yeah.
design deposit,
Yeah,
but there's a
some
40%
whatever.
procurement deposit.
Yeah,
There's
the
a,
procurement
yeah.
will happen here.
and
So
then
that'd be
there's-
the 267, the procurement.
Yeah.
That's the only question I had. How much we spend right up front?
Yeah. It'll be a 66,873.
And 267, right? We'll do those together, the processing deposit.
I think we're gonna have a little
Procurement.
bit of time on the procurement, but
Okay.
let's just say that, yeah, our deposit up front's gonna be about half.
Yeah.
To get
Half.
this project.
It'll be those two together. Okay.
333,
Any further discussion?
334.
Yeah. If not, we'll take a vote. Doug DeSmith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes,
Greg Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Beach is yes. Motion carries.
Next up is another pay app on our wastewater treatment plant improvement project. There's two amounts that I'd like you to approve tonight. One is $1,326,624.87. And then we also need to approve the $69,822.36 that was retained. So typically, we don't approve the retainage, but in we're working with state revolving funds, we have to approve both of those expenditures.
So is there a motion to approve partial payout number 3 for Commonwealth in the amount, total amount of $1,396,447.23?
I'll make a motion to approve the application number 3. Hey,
I'll second.
Motion by Dean, second by Kathy, open for discussion.
It's a lot of money.
Yes, it is. No further discussion, we'll take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes,
Greg Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Beach is a yes. Motion carries.
We are now about 10%. 10%.
you couldn't have told us that before we voted, could you?
Wasn't it like 40 million?
23.
23. 23.
So Jill reminded me that I should have put my glasses on as I was reading the agenda because I skipped an item, that's item B.
I was gonna get to you.
That land use
I
thing.
was gonna get to you. I was gonna let you
Okay,
get.
let's go to that. So we have some things to look at. Not, well, I inserted this because this is the county's pedestrian bridge they're building out at the new courthouse or in the new courthouse area. This is almost exactly what what the conception is for the pedestrian bridge across the St. Joe River. It's 10 feet wide, similar arch structure, and it will be built exactly like this, where it will be constructed off-site and then lifted on.
Yeah.
So I might be interested in seeing those photos. They did that in the middle of the night, first section, and the last section was put on early Monday morning.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty cool to watch them build that.
Yes.
I didn't see them lift it, but I went by a couple times as they were building it alongside the road on the current overpass.
Okay, so that gives you an idea of what we'll be looking at. There's another perspective.
Yeah.
But where does that one go?
It connects the bike trail on both sides of 33. There's one along Weldon Avenue, and then there's another one.
Well, I know there's one on 45,
Yeah.
but going east, when it crosses over, it goes to a woods.
It goes to the courthouse. It allows you to get,
Courthouse, but there's another path.
Yeah, but it goes across 17. That's way past the courthouse. What's on that side?
Down by, there's a four-way stop. Oh, what's the, so where the 911 center is at, where you turn right to go to the 911 center. if you go
28.
Left, if you go left, there's a bike trail right down at the four-way stop.
Oh, okay.
Whatever road that is,
It's
Green Road.
County Road 17, it's County Road 17.
old kind of, 70.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so they're connecting that.
But I was trying to
That's okay,
figure
left.
when they went across 33 and 17, I thought, or towards 17, I thought, where's it going on the east side there?
Yeah.
I know I talked to the county guys, they're cutting a bunch of woods out somewhere in there, but I don't see no bike path on 17.
The county actually started this project before the courthouse was located. This was started before COVID, just federally funded projects take a lot of years to get it done.
Every time I drive through, I try to figure out, because at Reith Boulevard, you don't see anything going towards 28. It's like, where are they coming from?
Anyways, let's go. Our project, we better thought through. Okay, good. So we have three options for you to consider tonight on residual land. So this keeps the minimal amount of land on Ms. Howard's property and creates more of a public space. The next option creates a little bit more space that we could put an RFP out for use. And then the third option maximizes that space and minimizes the amount of public space for the landing.
So this area right here.
That's the public areas.
Right. So the public area stays the same no matter what.
Yeah, except for that little path with the landing, that changes.
Okay.
Yes. So this is the next step is for you folks to choose how much of that land you want to utilize for an RFP, because we'll create a legal description for that property.
Have
Look
we
at
heard,
this.
have we heard about, back from people on the survey?
Yes, if you
Well,
check your-
that's why I wanted to see.
Well, did you check your email? Because there's like 40 responses.
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
I check my email at work, not at
Already
home.
one.
She said, "Find your work email."
Right.
Okay, so what was the majority?
Majority said restaurant.
Three's the only one that's got any size.
Great ideas. for that
Okay,
area.
now, let me ask you another question. These are plans for a bridge that we only said we were gonna build if we got the grant.
I'm
And
still
we
looking for a
haven't
grant.
got a grant.
Well, we'll get a grant. Someday. Either that, or we'll have enough money in the tip. to build.
So we're gonna plan ahead
Yes,
before a grant is done so that we have a preliminary for a grant authorization. Is that what you're saying?
I think, yes.
Yes.
Same concept, just different purposes.
In other
Yeah.
words, you're putting the cart before the horse, which is fine. And
No,
we'll-
I'm buying a cart, planning to buy a horse.
Okay, yeah, but you would need a preliminary plan if you're trying to go for a grant. That's
We
what
have-
I'm saying.
The pedestrian bridge is fully engineered. Just
Yeah.
ready to go.
Yeah, that's what but as far as the land usage,
Yes, so. we're-
that's what I was getting
yes.
to.
Okay, so I think the answer is yes.
So if we got like 1, 2, 3, is that what this?
Yeah.
is?
So here's your options. So
I'm saying 3.
Three's the only one I see that
Yeah.
is even
yeah.
close if we want to think
There
about any
there
other.
was these suggestions from the public that you keep the entire space as a public space, a public park or something like that. There were a few suggestions.
Well, the more I got thinking about it, we do have 3 parks in town.
That's why it's.
Actually, we've got 4.
The property wasn't cheap.
Wait, what?
We got 4. We got Memorial Park.
Oh, yes.
We got Hermance, Cummins, and Congdon, and Memorial.
That's right. Forgot about that one.
Yeah.
All four.
I used to be a gas station when I was a kid. Okay. I'm voting for number 3,
So this one right here.
the one with the bigger space.
Yeah, I would agree.
That way it gives us an option to put something else in there.
Yeah.
Such as a walk-up restaurant or something like that.
Okay.
That's consensus number 3.
Yes. Everyone in agreement?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
All right, perfect. We'll start working on RFP and trying to have that out sometime in December. So we've got December, January. See what kind of proposals we do, or what the options will be. I think Alex is preparing. Yes, I asked Alex to, we'll probably do this at the next work session. We'll talk through what the options are for that land.
Yeah.
Keep it. Or sell it. That's the things we need to work through next.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, very good. Now, a couple program or project updates. There may be some additional photos further down.
That's all right.
We talked a little bit about the water main project that's happening just down the street here at Ponderosa. And
God.
was that, oh, that's the, that was the program.
Okay.
So I know that's creating some, there we go. That's creating some traffic congestion at that intersection. It's a very, very complicated project, put that water main through that intersection because of all the buried utilities and other buried stuff. So they're projecting to have that intersection open next Friday.
Which one is that?
Down here, Ponderosa and stuff like. This are shots, the wastewater treatment plant, that area, is where the new batch reactors, sequential batch reactors, the 3 tanks will be installed. They're waiting, they need to compact the sand. By the way, that sand is what was there. It's pure, like sugar sand.
Really?
Why we got so good filter when the water goes away quick.
Yeah.
That's right. So next will be, compaction, then there'll be a stone base put down there, and then we'll start pouring cement. This, is, you recognize the spot, that's what will be an aeration. That'll be one of the final stages before the treated water leaves the site. So that'll be an aeration system. So it goes from the tanks through a ultraviolet medium that, or device that kills any remaining bacteria. Then it goes through this aeration system and then back into the river. So that's, they're starting pouring that tomorrow, I think. Yes.
Is that still gonna hook to the contact tank that's there now? The one at the river? Or they
No,
putting a new
this
one
is
in?
all brand new.
They're tearing that one out, then putting a new one in.
This will be a beautiful waterfall from this down to the river.
You can drink that water.
Go right ahead.
It's cleaner than the St. Joe River.
When I was in school, they told me you could drink that water. I said, you can. I'll watch you.
Yeah, I'm not quite ready to.
No,
That's all the challenges we have.
And he's on.
Okay.
Okay.
What else is on? Oh, go
I
ahead.
have a question for you.
Mhm.
Is the bridge done or is it not? And how long is it gonna take them?
It's done. Now they have to, sort of done. Now they have to come back and repair all the holes and the patches and make it look really great.
All their piping work, everything underground is done.
Final.
Fine.
So the county's coming in or is NIPSCO responsible for?
Niblock is, or NIPSCO is responsible to get that
Okay.
fixed. I'm not sure who they have doing it.
Okay. Just wondering. It just seems like it's,
They ran into some complications as well. That took a month longer than it should have.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that as we go through these construction projects, we'll see a lot of complications.
Yeah.
gotta be as much fiber as we put in the ground the last few years.
Fiber,
Gas lines, water lines.
okay. Did I have a third project on my list on that agenda or not?
no,
Okay.
No.
Anything.
And I am,
see, it even says North Division Bridge. That's why I asked.
my report is complete.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. Any questions for Mike?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Doesn't look like Kathy has anything or Jill, you have anything?
No.
Okay. Town Marshal, Steve, what do you have for us tonight?
In the month of September, our totals for the month, traffic enforcement, we investigated 8 vehicle crashes, 2 of them were injury. Ones, officers issued 60 traffic citations. Most of them were aggressive speed, signal, and sign violations. There were 10 citations for driving while license was suspended or never received a license. They also issued 63 written warnings. Criminal enforcement, we've several cases coming in. We've had 44 cases taken. 12 of those were closed by immediate arrest. We had 4 of OWI arrests, 3 thefts, 2 criminal mischiefs, 6 warrant arrests, 1 habitual traffic violator, and 2 runaways, 1 burglary, 1 forgery, and 1 battery. Then we continue to investigate several cases from the previous month. We impounded 9 vehicles through the police department, and we drove a total of 11,815 miles. Just on the sidelight, we're still in the hiring process. We have several good candidates. We have one that's gonna be on board here shortly.
Nice.
We have still 2 other open positions for, to fill hopefully by the end of the year. And we've got some very good prospects, so things are starting to look up.
Good. Good.
The other thing is, the fire department hosted a co-training with us with, MedFlight from, Memorial Hospital yesterday. They did an awesome job and I really appreciate that. We enjoyed training with them. But they made all the arrangements, everything, it worked out well, even for helicopter into their lawn
Wow.
outside
Yeah.
the fire department.
We were nosy, we chased it.
Yeah,
I told Kathleen, I said, it's landed over by the fire department, let's go check it out.
Well, I knew it was going.
Yeah.
This can't, yeah, I could see, I mean, it went right over my house. Those
Yeah.
things are loud.
yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So that's all I got.
All right, thank you,
What's
Steve.
the difference between calls and calls for service?
Calls for services, some of them, we still get people calling Bristol down here on our business line. The calls would be like through our dispatch, so we'll check a CAD and they'll show how many they actually dispatch us to. So cause that was my question to you, like, why is there discrepancy there? But, some of them could be self-initiated where it's not something like you dispatch.
Well, your total activity is not adding the two together, there's some overlap or not?
I don't think it would give you an accurate number if you add them both together, so.
Okay.
I need to, when it actually gets back to work, we need to check and see, because we may have totally different numbers. They're not gonna be lower, but, I want you to be able to give you an accurate reading.
I've seen it for
Yeah,
all these months, but when DLGF asks the question, then I have to really look at those numbers, and that's what's from questions.
Hmm.
Anyways, you're busy, regardless.
yeah, we're busy and it's kind of steady. So, which is, with the number of vehicles we see during the day, I mean, our population really soars.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and one other thing about the construction project here with the pipeline at the intersection. First time that I've ever been involved in where they had set up the traffic pattern for that, it was really kind of hindering traffic flow. I talked to them and said, hey, is there any way you can open a second lane? I think there's enough to jog, whatever. Within a half an hour, they changed it and they've left it that way and things are better.
Good.
Perfect, but, they are actually very easy to work with, which I've not had that experience. Whoever it was, they did a really good job.
Good. Question for you, Steve, so one thing that you said that kind of triggered me was the license. Driving on a suspended license, never having a license. How many of those did you have last month?
Good question.
I think you said it.
There were 10 citations,
That's right.
that were for driving while license suspended or never receiving license. There are 2 different charges.
Yeah.
One's, could be an infraction or misdemeanor, and the other one, never receiving is a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
So I don't have them separated by how many driving while suspended.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So how many of those can you attribute to the new flock cameras?
We're actually getting more hits on the block than we're actually doing citations or stops. Just because there's so many coming in.
Yeah.
And I will say because I had never used them before until I came back in July. So it's kind of a new experience with me and we get so many hits, but the problem is the flock is a hit. And that's not a reason for stop. You have to develop your own probable cause it's just kind of like a tip that comes in.
Yeah.
So then you gotta verify, you run the license plate that you get a hit on and then see, does the driver of that car match who the registered owner of would be that, or is it somebody completely different? And my experience is a lot of times you get a hit, but it's not the person driving, like somebody, I know my license is suspended, so my wife is driving me to work in the car that children hit, so.
Yeah.
But it's an awesome tool, it really is if you use it correctly.
Yeah. I was amazed because I've talked to Dustin several times about how he uses flock and it's amazing how accurate and how many hits he gets
Right.
on a daily basis.
I actually turn, you can set your parameters, and I turn the drive while suspended off because it's going off every 2 minutes in your car, and you get a little alarm, it goes off.
Yeah.
The computer.
You know, the one thing that just blew my mind was, because when Dustin told me he gets a lot of never having a license, never
Yeah.
having a license issued. Do you know in the state of Indiana, you can register a vehicle and get a license plate
Without a license.
without a license?
Yeah.
If you've never had a license, you can go to the license branch and register a car. That's the
Uh-huh.
dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
There's nothing wrong with that system.
I just, because I asked him, I said, well, how can, if you've never had a driver's license, how can you register a vehicle and get a license plate?
Because you can buy it for your son.
We have businesses and stuff.
Yeah.
You can almost,
Yeah, I was just amazed, but I mean,
It's amazing how many people actually drive with never having a license.
Yeah.
I mean, ever.
but it was just,
Well, I've never had a license in 35 years. I mean,
but I think to the testament to the flock cameras is the number of hits you get and what it helps you uncover
Right.
from habitual traffic violators to stolen cars, whatever the case may
Yeah,
be.
it's, as a detective, I used it before, like when I was at Goshen, when they had it as an investigative tool, because you can enter a partial plate or a vehicle description in there, and if, once you're tied into, as long as you have access, you can get all the cameras in the county, so if it was stolen in Goshen, a stolen vehicle, you get hit now, or it's just a very good, like I said, if it's used correctly, it's a really good tool.
So, okay, thank you. Anybody else have questions for Steve? If not, thank you for all you do for us, for keeping us safe, and we pray that you guys stay safe.
Thank you.
All right. Move on to fire department. Chief Cantz, what do you have for us tonight?
A little bit here, 104 calls in September, 433 responses, still got 2 full-time openings, which, we're getting closer to really looking at filling with some double quality folks. We've got 1 guy in paramedic school that will be done in the next year. We're looking forward to him filling that position and then looking forward there. We do have ladder testing and pump testing scheduled for the end of the month. Right, all our trucks are back from preventive maintenance and repairs. I just wanted to note to the town board, you haven't seen the ladder truck in a while, because it's been in the shop the whole month. Started with preventive maintenance and with some repairs that we knew needed to happen. But with preventive maintenance and repairs comes more repairs. All the hydraulic lines on that truck are starting to rust because they are metal. The 1977 truck, so they're overdue. So, hydraulic cylinders need to be rebuilt, couple leaks and things like that, couple valves, so it'll pass the test the rest of the month. Cost for that's anywhere from $40,000 to $60,000, which we weren't planning on, but, and it is what it is, right? But we have to do that so we can continue to service the community and as well as pass those tests. You can't pass the ladder test, you can't pass the pump test, you can't run a truck. So hopefully we'll have it back for the trunk or treat. That's kind of the goal, but we'll see what happens. We did start our Fisher fundraiser. You should have. If not, you will be receiving a letter from the fire department with asking for a donation, $35. In return, you will receive an 8x10 picture. If you have return that to us, thank you very much. We appreciate that. It's actually going to go for new updated battery operated extrication equipment, vehicle extrication equipment to go on a new engine when it comes. So
Nice.
it's a pretty good deal. Not sure we'll make the whole sum of money, but that's what's going to go for us. That'll be pretty nice. Other than that, we appreciate everything. We enjoyed having the police over and working with them. I think we're going to do some more of that here in the future. It was a good time. It was good for the community, good for camaraderie between the departments. It's been nice. So,
Good.
Other than that, thank you. Appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, Chief. Anybody have any questions for Nick or Denny?
I saw you guys putting the roof over the 2
Yeah.
pit training. That's really good.
Yeah,
mean, that's
it
a big
should match our blue roof. We had to because of one of the heavy downpours. Made a big mess in there. So we need a new roof and, Stutzman's Construction's donating their time. We just had to pay for material, so.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so they're hoping to sell with that. It'll look like
Yeah.
one big building then, much better.
Nice.
The metal comes, we can, yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay.
For those who didn't receive a letter in the mail for the picture, how does one go about getting?
You can call Janet Fire Department or just stop by. We have them there. Well,
What's the picture?
of you,
You,
not you, but of
Portrait. They're portraits.
You mean for
Some people want a picture of you, but.
$35, I can get a picture of Mike Yoder?
Can you distort pictures?
For family, for pets.
I can say some people bring their dogs
Oh, yeah.
and multitude of things over the years.
We took
Grandkids.
3 of our dogs 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've done it.
Yeah.
They'll do the family picture and they'll take other pictures and have you come in and do the proofreading and pick what one's an additional cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
original $35 gets you that 8x10.
Yeah.
A lot of people do it
That's-
before Christmas.
Cheaper than food photos.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody have any other questions for Chief Cantz? If not, thank you for all you do for us, and we pray you guys stay safe as well. All right, don't see Miss Linda here tonight. Do we have a,
I have something for
Okay.
her, I'll keep it really short. She doesn't
Yeah.
have a lot to say, but I want to share that next Saturday, not this Saturday, October 26th is the town trunk or treat in Condon Park. So we're looking forward. We have some new large equipment vehicles coming this year. Hopefully the ladder truck will be up and running, but if not. So, we invite everybody and trick or treating will be the same night, same time, 5 to 7. So
And may I add, there's a trunk or treat also
Yes.
at the Bristol Community Church on, on Elkhart Street. As well as I think the Eastern Star are going to try to do one, small one,
So
in
yeah.
their
all
parking
walking
lot. So, yeah.
Distance for the families and kids to come on out, so pray for good weather.
okay,
When I was a kid, it snowed one.
Yeah.
so that was it for park board? Okay, anything else? Nothing else?
No.
Okay. George, what do you have for us tonight?
We have a ordinance, notice of ordinance amendment on for second reading tonight, and then the public comment. Ordinance number 10-17-20-24. I'm sorry, one more time, ordinance number 10-17-2024-24. Ordinance of the Town Council of the Town of Bristol, Indiana, amending sections of Chapter 95, Title 9 of the Code of Ordinances for the Town of Bristol, Indiana. In short, an amendment to the noise ordinance of the town. This was on first reading at your last meeting, I believe, and has been properly advertised for the agenda for tonight. Changes were made since the first reading in a few manners. There was a duplicative section that was deleted. There were some definitions that were tightened up after discussion with Marshall about enforcement and to ensure that enforcement would be a straightforward process for Marshall using the equipment that is available. There was also a change to allow an exception for emergency generators in industrial areas under qualified emergencies and or times where publicly available utilities are not available. So if someone's running a large generator and it happens to exceed the noise ordinance, that would be allowed under those specific circumstances.
Okay.
Otherwise, I believe it is largely as it was on first reading. So.
Okay.
If anyone has any questions about this, otherwise you may open it for public.
Decimal levels.
We don't need.
It does, it's got decibel levels
Or
on
the bottom, in the
in the exhibit. Exhibit B shows a decibel level of 75 dBA from 7 AM to 10 PM in residential area. Do you see that?
Okay, I didn't go far enough.
And then overnight it drops to 70 dBA. And those are line of sight as audible senses. So trying to restrict gamesmanship.
So, public
public comment, I believe. I don't think it's
Oh,
a
sure.
public meeting.
Okay,
You open it up to public comment.
okay, all right.
Even though we went through first reading already?
Did you have public comment during this reading?
We did.
No, we did.
Okay, I didn't know we did.
I didn't,
Yeah, we did.
but that was Alex. I know you all love, but
Yeah,
he's not coming back.
he had baby on his mind. We'll forgive him.
Okay, so at this time, we'll open up the public comment section for the sound ordinance. Is there anyone in the room that would like to make public comment with regard to the revised sound ordinance? If so, please step up to the microphone. Anyone? Okay, if not, we will close public comment. And I will ask for a motion to approve on second reading ordinance 10-17-2024-24, a noise ordinance amendment for the town of Bristol.
Make the motion.
Okay, motion by Greg,
I'll second.
second by Kathy. Vote for discussion. No further discussion. We'll take a vote. Doug Smith,
Yes.
Dean Renfro,
Yes.
Kathy Burke,
Yes.
Greg Dolsky,
Yes.
and Jeff Beach is yes. Motion carries.
That's effective as of tonight.
No further report.
Thank you, George. Any questions for George? Okay. Thank you, sir. All right, next item on the agenda, privilege of the floor, otherwise known as public comment. So is there anybody in the room that would like to make public comment this evening? If so, please step up to the microphone and state your name and address, please.
Any sorts, 511-500-15. Just a quick question on the streetlights. Does the 668,000 include new, or are you going to use existing wiring? And does the price include new wiring?
It does not.
So that's gonna be an additional cost. Cause remember, Dean, when we put the, so it's gonna be an additional cost. And you're gonna bid that out, I suppose, or?
Actually, NDOT needs to replace that because they have to replace the current lights.
So NDOT, that's gonna be NDOT's responsibility.
Yes.
Perfect, thank you.
Doesn't take much, please, Danny.
Thank you, Danny. Okay, anybody else? Okay, if not, we will close the public comment section. And we are down to town council discussion items. So Doug, anything tonight?
Nothing tonight.
Dean, anything?
Nothing.
Kathy Burke?
Yeah, I have a question. Just, I don't know, I thought about it today. You know, when NDOT's gonna do west, are they going to widen 120 or are they gonna leave it the same width? And the reason why I'm asking is because I want to plant a tree in my tree lawn and I don't want it dug up in a year.
Oh, I would wait until they're done. Because the road is not being built wider, but there may be some new drainage swales or something.
I see.
So I would wait.
Okay.
Be my recommendation.
Okay, I was just wondering, because I know I've got neighbors that have trees closer to the road than I do. And they're worried about having to move the trees before that happens. So I was just wondering if it's gonna be wider.
I think NDOT, we notified them if there was any issues.
Well, NDOT bought that property out in front of the houses, if it wasn't already purchased. And that's why I kind of wondered, because the tree lawns on both sides of 120 going west actually belong to the state.
Correct, the right of way.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
mine was purchased years ago, but 2 doors down, it wasn't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they have some cleanup.
It's,
they had a lot of cleaning up to do, so they had to buy that property. But I was just kind of wondering if you knew if they were gonna go into that property, which I suspect maybe they will, but
I'm not sure if I had to lay the last set of plans that went out with the bid package.
I had neighbors asking, so I thought I'd ask too. Okay,
That part of the project, NDOT has allowed 3 years for that project to be completed. So
well, the tree I want to plant is gonna be too big to transplant, isn't it?
well, I'm hoping that
Move from my
whatever
backyard to the
contractor
front.
gets it, take 3 years.
Okay. Well, I was just curious. That way I can tell the neighbors too.
Don't we have an ordinance, there's only certain trees you dare plant between the sidewalk and the curb?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, there is somewhere.
Not that you have certain types of trees.
Cause shouldn't be any maples allowed anywhere along the sidewalk.
I have one in my front yard for years.
Well, in your front yard, but not between the sidewalk and the road, right?
In the tree lawn.
Right.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Cause that's what tears the sidewalks up, so it's sugar maples,
Yeah.
real bad.
Okay. That's
Anything
it.
else?
I don't have
Okay.
anything.
Greg, anything tonight?
Nothing.
Okay, I have nothing. Next meeting will be November 7th, 7 PM, regular council meeting. November 19th, work session, November 21st, regular council meeting. Other than that, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Greg,
Second.
second by Kathy and Doug, all in favor? Aye. Okay, thanks, everybody.